Guys, I'm so delighted we've got so many people still watching this evening. For those of you who have just joined in, this is 5 Minutes With. I'm Natalie Austin at the London Voice Coach, and I'm really excited for our last guest tonight, who hopefully is ready to join us all the way from Austin, my surname, Texas, in America. So we're very, very honoured to have an American friend join us on tonight's show. Her name is Maddie Sparkles, and I am just going to connect her here. So I think she's joining us now. That was Dr. Joanna Silver. We just had specialist in eating disorders, who will put all her information on up after this. We should probably do it now, as I'm adding Maddie, who is a very special guest and someone who I hold a very special place for in my heart. Here she is, joining us now, America's Scottish Sparkle, as Maddie is originally from Scotland, but now lives in America. And you're a few hours behind. What time is it there?
At the moment, it is almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Fantastic. How are you on this fine afternoon?
Oh, you know, my favorite answer to that question is I've never had it so good. This is the best day of my life, even if it's not.
And this is what I love about Maddie. She is the most positive person that I think I've ever met. And you just have this innate, amazing presence and energy to make people feel better. Now, I'm going to let you talk to everybody about what you do, because it's not something that comes with a degree or a doctorate or something like that. It's something that comes from within you. It's a spiritual thing. So Maddie, explain to everyone just what you do.
Thank you so much, Natalie, for having me on this incredible gathering of amazing people. And actually, before I tell you what I do, I just wanted to give a shout out to all the other speakers. And I actually went to the Nightingale Hospital in St John's Wood in my 20s because I suffered from chronic anxiety and depression. And if it wasn't for the Nightingale and the doctors I saw there, I don't know that I would still be here. So that's just part of my past. So everything that you've been talking about has been incredibly helpful and really amazing for everyone to listen to. So I think because of part of my journey was dealing with mega depression, suicidal thoughts, chronic anxiety and panic attacks, I think that really led me to looking for a spiritual answer, to guiding myself through life, or being guided and feeling that there was a power greater than myself. And this is not in a religious sense, but in a spiritual sense. And so as I was going through my life in my 30s and older, I'm now going to be 50 next year, it's just been such an amazing thing to know that there is this incredible portal, I guess, of how we can help ourselves. So this brings me to what I specialize in. And it is alternative. It's very alternative. It's all about connecting with the angels. And I love connecting people with their guardian angel so that they can release their fear and step into their power, so that they can live a truly magical life, even when you're feeling down or depressed, even when you have to be there with your feelings and not try and bury them or get rid of them, but just really making friends with them and just knowing that it's not who I am, it's a part of how I'm feeling. But, you know, there's so much help from other sources, not just on the internet. And yes, I think it's very important to find the right help with a doctor or a counsellor. I've done these things too. But there's also this ongoing thing that can help you, that's there for you if you ask your angels. And it might sound really woo-woo to you if you've never done it, but if you ask your angels to help you, then they will. And you might feel a presence, you might feel some, like maybe an answer pops into your head that you didn't try and find yourself. But there's this, we have to ask them, because if we don't ask them, they won't intervene. So
because there are signs everywhere.
yes.
And, you know, as I always tell you, my mantra at the moment is about following your heart. And what I find amazing is that I see little hearts now everywhere. On the school run yesterday, the parents thought I was crazy. There was an elastic band on the floor that I had to take a picture of, because it just so happened it was in the shape of a heart. Today, whilst having lunch with a friend, I noticed that on her tea saucer, the tea had spilt and it was smudged into the shape of a heart. And she probably thought I was mad, but I had to take a picture of it, because there are signs everywhere. if you just open your eyes to believe. Now, what Maddie
Absolutely.
does, she has a show 3 nights a week live on Facebook. And I've got to tell you that, you know, when I'm sometimes in a bit of a dark place and I am going through a few personal issues recently, which has been really difficult for me, I suddenly see Maddie Sparkles come on my Facebook, and immediately with her glittery eye makeup, I am mesmerized and I just want to listen to what she's saying. And you've done some incredible angel card readings. And what you do is you make people feel better. There is no greater gift than the gift to make someone else feel better. And that, Maddie, is what you do.
Mm.
Would you maybe do an angel reading for everyone watching tonight?
Absolutely. I absolutely love doing angel readings for people. I do them one-to-one. I also do them in groups. And you can just be sitting here listening. You might be having a thought. You might be dealing with something. And then I just ask you to take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I pick a card. And it may well be that what you hear is speaking to you, because you're here and the collective energy allows for us all to connect. And there's always some message that you will receive, maybe for a different reason for the person beside you. But these cards are just amazing because they show up. I use my intuition along with my coaching background. I'm a professionally certified coach, and I use all my life
You're an
experience.
empowerment coach. Is that
Yes.
correct? Yeah.
Yes, I'm an empowerment coach, meaning I love helping people feel amazing, unstoppable, really good about themselves. And just knowing that, you know, and many of the messages that you've been saying tonight, it's that you're not alone, and you really, your job on earth is to come here to drop your baggage and to learn to love yourself so much in as much of an unconditional way as you can, which is not easy for us humans because our egos are constantly driving us and telling us things that we're not good enough, or why should you get to do this, or you need to be thinner, you need to be more intelligent, you need to be better looking, all of these things that are not the truth. Because the truth is there's only one of you in the whole world. There's only one of you, and that makes you unique, it makes you special, and you're here to dispense your gifts with the world, and to be a beneficial presence on the planet, as Michael Bernard Beckwith says. I love that phrase, to be a
So you
beneficial
just
presence
love
on the
her.
planet.
This is why I love Maddie Sparkles so much, because you put a smile on my face. You make me feel happy. You make me feel that everything is going to be okay. And I know that you're going to put your link to your amazing Facebook group on up after this little segment. And but for everyone watching who's just joined in, this is Maddie Sparkles, who comes all the way from Austin, Texas, and is I've got all your notes here. So intuitive healer, first of all, an empowerment coach, and you're also a bit of a poet.
Yes, I published my book about 3 years ago when I first arrived legally in America. I got my green card, and I published my poetry, my inspirational poetry, Sprinkles of Glitter, your 12-month guide to a sparkling year. And it's my
I love
poems.
that.
Yes, it's poems that I wrote over a 5-year period in Scotland, England, and America. And I found this wonderful illustrator called Yasmin Sasky from Vancouver, and she helped me put together these beautiful illustrations. And yeah, it's just such a joy to be able
Maddie,
to
I
share
almost
that.
imagine that you wake up with glitter all over your face, on your eyes. Tell me, is there a process of getting ready, or are you that sparkly that it's just there all the time?
No, I definitely put it on every day, but it's so easy. I mean, let me show you. They're tiny wee bottles, and I actually got them. I sell it on my website, and I also found a factory in England when I was over waiting for my green card to come through. So they're just wee bottles like this.
We've got
And
someone, Diana's saying, I love this lady. So do I, Diana. She seriously is an angel from heaven.
oh, and then you take the lid off, and you basically go like this, and you go like that, and you just kind of put it on. And I
I
usually
love
use my
it.
finger, and it's just
I
fun.
know someone watching called Louise Rind is going to be a big fan of these glitters as well. And also my co-host Natalie Davis, who runs Pop Fusion Events, which is all about sparkle and bling. She's going to be going crazy for that.
Oh,
But Maddie, before we wrap up, could I ask you to do an angel card reading, for maybe a generic one for everybody who's watching tonight, and
sure.
for mental health awareness? So I'm going to throw it over to you.
Okay, I would love to do this, and actually maybe I'll pull a couple if we have time. So I would just ask everyone here in this live to just take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And I'm going to just hover my hands over the cards and ask the angels, what do we need to hear today? What message needs to come up for the people listening? Oh, this is an amazing card that's shown up. The angel of forgiveness. The angel of forgiveness. And this is so great because we so often need to forgive ourselves when things go wrong with our body. We might be beating up ourselves, our mind, for thinking, why am I having to go through this? Why am I not feeling good today? Why is my body not the way I want it to be? And the angel of forgiveness is all about forgiving yourself or forgiving the person, not necessarily the behavior. If you have anyone in your life right now that has been really giving you a hard time, or you've been at odds with someone, maybe it's a colleague, maybe it's a member of your family, and you just want to feel like, I need to be in my center, I need to feel more grounded, I need to feel like I'm really coming from a place of loving kindness in my heart. The angel of forgiveness is here to remind you to forgive yourself and to be, I'm just trying to get it into the light so you can see it. Just to be kind to yourself, speak to yourself in a positive way as though you were your own best friend. And there's a really beautiful loving kindness, forgiveness prayer. It's called the Metta prayer. And it's basically, may you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you live with ease of heart with whatever comes your way. And you can say that to someone else from your heart to theirs, not to the person physically, but from your heart to theirs if you're dealing with someone that you really want to shift the energy. Or you can even say it to yourself, may I be safe, may I be happy, may I be healthy, and may I live with ease of heart with whatever comes my way. So the angel of forgiveness is showing up today because maybe there are a number of people on this live that are dealing with issues where they're feeling maybe resentful or feeling like they're giving themselves a hard time. So that's showing up for a reason. The cards that show up always show up for a reason. So does that resonate with you, Natalie?
Well, I think, you know what, I'm just sitting here thinking it resonates with me. I'm sure it resonates with lots of people watching as well. Why is it so hard sometimes, like you say, to love yourself and just be at peace with yourself? It's very, easy to hear the bad that we get told, but why don't we focus on the good things? And, on the subject, of course, of mental health, it's about what we say up here to ourselves. So everybody, who's watching, still with us tonight, we've still got a lot of people, it's time to forgive ourselves. We're all just human, doing our best jobs as a father, mother, son, daughter, friend, whatever you may be, forgive yourself.
Yes.
And you heard it from Maddie Sparkles.
Yeah, and I love to say also that it's hard being human sometimes. We do have all these emotions and it is important to acknowledge them, but we're also spiritual beings having a human experience. So there's always something bigger than you that's at play. There's a lesson and a gift in every challenge that we encounter. And I really, really lived this. There's been so many things that have happened for me in my life that my ego, my humanness would not have chosen for me. But looking back, it's got me to where I am right now. And every challenge that we overcome, we're able to help another person. And that's the point of what we do.
Well, there's something that I've learned recently, which I'm sure, Maddie, you will relate to. And that is a really important word called gratitude. And gratitude is how I live my life these days because of a traumatic experience that I went through just under a year ago now. And it is I would say to everybody watching tonight, it's very easy to think about what we don't have, but actually, please don't lose sight of all the wonderful things that you do. And perhaps, if one bit of advice that I can give tonight is to, before you go to bed tonight, just say thank you, if it's in your head or out loud, for 5 great things that you've got in your life. And as we hashtag that on Insta, it's the gratitude attitude. But seriously, gratitude for me, a grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. Would you agree with that?
100%. It's like we're so tuned into looking at all the things we don't have and feeling like upset about that. And it literally is, if people have heard of the law of attraction, that really what you think about, you bring about. And the more you can feel grateful, not only are you acknowledging what you already have, whether it's, I'm so grateful I have a roof over my head, I'm so grateful that I have clean sheets. I'm so grateful that I have a beautiful friend in my life. Then it raises your vibration, it allows you more joy to flow into your life, and you just feel so much more peaceful and so much more content with everything you have right now. Of course, there's always going to be challenges, but gratitude is a massive game changer for anyone that's not tried this. So
Well,
yes,
Maddie,
totally
as you
agree.
know, I could talk to you for hours. I'm almost tempted to move all the way to Austin, Texas, just so I can see her on a daily basis. But thank you
Oh,
so much for bringing your amazing sparkle onto our show tonight. Please do drop the links to your group on Facebook, because I know there's so many people watching and who will watch this later, because it will obviously be saved to the page, will want to have a bit of Maddie Sparkle in their lives. I know that, like I said before, you make me so happy. So I'm going to say a big thank you to you for just being you and doing what you do, which is making people feel good about themselves. And that is a talent in itself. Thank you so much, Maddie.
thank you so much, Natalie.